Good evening. I am here to share with you why I have a passion for the American Cancer Society. I am a colon cancer survivor. In August 2010, I went to my family doctor for an annual checkup. During this appointment, my doctor reminded me that I was turning 50 in a few months and how important it was to have a colonoscopy. So I said, let's go ahead and get it done, as I had no reason to believe that anything would show up. Well, I was wrong. After the test, I woke up and was told I had cancer. Hearing that C word was scary, but then again, I thought, let's have surgery and remove it. August the 30th, 2010, I went in for surgery, again thinking everything was going to be okay, but that was not the case. The doctor told me he removed 9 inches of the colon. They also found cancer cells in my lymph nodes, which meant I was now considered a stage 3 colon cancer patient, and I was going to have to do chemo. Now that is the C word that I did not expect to hear, and that was a C word that scared me. Our middle son was getting married in September, and I was determined nothing was going to change anything about his special day. I was going to walk him down the aisle as planned, and I was going to have that mother and son dance. 2 weeks after surgery, I was on the plane to Dallas, Texas, and Lee and I walked our son down the aisle, and I was able to dance with him. And I will forever be thankful for that day. On October 5th, 2010, I was celebrating my 50th birthday. And guess how I spent that day? In the chemo chair for my first infusion. I will admit I cried leaving the house that morning. I cried pulling into the parking lot, and I cried as they were starting the drip. But you know what? My first treatment wasn't so bad. My neighbor was there with balloons and a birthday crown to help keep my mind off of it. I remember that evening my sister from Florida called, and she asked me, what did it feel like? And I laughed and said, Sissy, you know the Ray bug commercial where the bugs are running from the bug spray? That is how I felt for the cancer cells. My journey through chemo was the toughest journey I had ever experienced. You see, my husband has always kidded me and said I was high maintenance. And he even told my doctor the same thing. If I'm going to do something, I want to do it full blast. And that is what happened with my chemo. Before you start chemo, they go over all the possible side effects. Well, little Miss High Maintenance here had every side effect plus more. I had to stop chemo for a month due to skin issues, and not sure if I was going to be able to complete all 12 rounds of chemo. My doctor said because of the way my body reacted to the chemo, I turned him into a research doctor. I am thankful to the American Cancer Society for providing the funds for my doctor to do the research to figure out first why my body was reacting the way it was, and to figure out how to adjust my chemo so I could complete all 12 rounds. The chemo did leave me with some permanent side effects, one of them being I lost the lining to my tongue. If you've been out to eat with me, you know I love French fries. And you probably wonder why in the world I order French fries with no salt. Well, let me just say, salt does not like my tongue. For you who have had cancer, you know the first goal you have is to celebrate your 5 years of being cancer-free. I am happy to stand here tonight and say in 3 months, I will be doing that 5-year happy dance. Now, if someone was to ask me, what did I learn from having cancer, I would say these 2 words, joy and prayer. The word joy means the letter J, you put Jesus first. The letter O, you put others second. And the letter Y, you put yourself last. I had to learn to do this starting from the day I was told I had cancer. Every single day, I would remind myself of the verse, Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I had to remind myself that God is first no matter what I was experiencing that day. I love to sing, so I would sing throughout the day the old hymn, I Surrender All. But you know what? I wanted to get deeper with that song and really cry out to Jesus exactly what I was surrendering. So I changed the word all to I surrender cancer. I had 12 rounds of chemo for almost 7 months, and each day I would sing that song. Because of cancer, I experienced the true meaning of having a closer relationship with God, and no matter what I was going through, nothing was going to steal my joy. My second word, prayer, means everything to me. Without prayer, where would I be today? My husband each day would hold my hand and pray with me. When we pulled up to the doctor's office, we would not get out of the car until we held hands and prayed. Not only my husband, but friends and family were praying for me. It is so important to have prayer warriors, and let me tell you, I had them all over. I was getting cards from people I did not know, from churches I'd never attended. It is so important to be part of a church family that is there for you. I can say Wilsonville Baptist is that kind of church because last year, Jesus called my daddy home. And recently, I had knee surgery. Lee had the shingles, and members of this church made sure we were covered in daily phone calls, cards of prayers, emails telling us we were being prayed for, and meals. Pastor Steve and Lee Ann, your hugs and words given to me a few Sundays ago meant so much to me. Thank you. I am so thankful and proud to say I am a member of a church that believes in the power of prayer. Now, before my husband comes out and tells Miss High Maintenance my time is up, I want to leave you with this statement from my doctor in May of 2011, which was the day of my first CT scan after completing chemo. He said, "Lynn, with everything you have gone through, you never lost your smile." And I said to him, "That is because I believe Jesus is not finished with me." Thank you.